Good day, viewer. This is yours sincerely, Dr. Balashire, coming your way again on the platform of Health Without Drugs. Health Without Drugs. And today, I will be taking you on a ride on the topic water. For our American and Canadian viewers, water, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But bear with me, we call it water here. Water is so important and essential to the human body that we cannot do without water. And let me explain. 70% of the human body is water. So that means if you are not drinking the correct water, or you are not drinking enough water, you have already poisoned 70% of your body. Again, 85% of the brain, the human brain, is actually water. That is why when you touch the brain, it looks like cheese, like water. So it's mostly water. Let me give you another shocking fact. You see, we see somebody bleeding, and we start to panic, we run helter-skelter. But do you know that 94% of the human body, of the blood, human blood, is actually water? The 6% just represents the coloring from the cells. That is 94 to 6. So again, if you are not taking enough water, it automatically means that you have damaged your brain, and it will not function optimally. So if you don't drink enough water and you damage your blood, then of course you cannot enjoy good health. Why? Because you have already poisoned or damaged 94% of your body. And as we all know, there is nowhere in the body, even your skin or your fingernails, that you will cut, that blood will not ooze out. So all tissues, all organs in the body are pervaded by blood. And so blood is very important. And the component of all this is actually water. For the brain, water. For the blood, water. And of course, for the body itself, water. So water is very, very important for your health and well-being. Now, many people say, oh, I'm drinking enough water. I'm trying my best. But the truth is, are you drinking the correct water? Are you drinking the correct water? Most of the waters today, unfortunately for the human race, are actually better called poison water. Poison water. Why? Because if you take what we call pure water in this part of the world, that is sachet water, and if you take table water, which comes in plastics, the water has already been poisoned by the container. So the nylon in which this is wrapped, once the sun touches it, that plastic bottle you are using to store the water, once the sun touches it, it generates a very potent chemical or poison to the human body. And there are three of them. You have BPA, you have BPS, and you have xenoestrogens. So we drink poison most of the time without even realizing it. Now, if you look at us in this part of the world, this water in nylon, which we call pure water, or in plastics, which we call bottled water, are transported over vast distances in the hot afternoon sun. And before it actually reaches you, it is already loaded with these three chemicals. Now, what do these three chemicals do to you? One, the BPS and the BPA can actually cause cancer in the human body. Cancer. So when we talk about cancer, not to talk of other diseases like stroke, diabetes, and all those things. Those are all linked. And, of course, the xenoestrogens is no less harmful. The xenoestrogens are like female hormones. They mimic female hormones. So the body doesn't even know what to do with it. So it is a sort of double jeopardy for us. Now these xenoestrogens will actually make a man's erection to become very weak. So a lot of marriage problems anchored in loss of libido may actually have to do with this poisoned water that we are drinking, which we now label as pure water or bottled water. And it doesn't matter the brand, please. So don't begin to mention brand. Of course, what I'm even telling you now also applies to anything in plastic bottles, whether they are sodas or any of the other trademarks that we call them soft drinks in this part of the world. All of them are actually poisons in glorified form. So be very careful about the water you drink. Now, let me take you to what type of water is good for you. What type of water is good for you? Because today everybody is drinking so-called pure water and so-called bottled water. And I can assure you, from my own personal experience, that is why disease is increasing at an alarming rate. Alarming rate. Because when you poison 70% of your body, or 85% of your brain, or 94% of your blood, what else is left? Nothing. So you are just subsisting. So there are 4 types of water that are very good for you. Number 1 is rainwater. So we are still lucky in these parts, we have rainy season and so on. So fetch the water that you need and use it when it is raining. Put your bowl outside and you will all be blessed for it. Number 2 is well water. Virtually all houses have well water. So get your water from the well and make use of it. Number 3 is water from the borehole. Yes, not all houses have boreholes, but remember, you can always get your borehole from a neighbor. We are still very generous here. But don't store it in plastic bottles. The best container to store your water is clay pot, which again our forefathers and parents made use of using their nascent wisdom. So please store your water in clay pots. Number 4, the 4th type, is water from a fast-flowing river or stream. I want to repeat that. Water from a fast-flowing river or stream. Again, once upon a time, follow me to our grandparents. When they were coming from the farm, grandfather was coming from the farm, and he gets to such a river, what does he do? He will put his hoe and cutlass to one side and wash his face. After washing his face with the fast-flowing water, then he will use a little to rinse his mouth and use his hand as cup to drink as much as he needed. Grandma did exactly the same thing. When coming from the market and they get to such a river, they are so happy with his gurgling brooks, and they will again do the same thing. And so they live to a good, strong, ripe old age. I'm talking about 90, 95. But if you see us today, we paint a very sorry picture, because you are very, very lucky in today's world if you live to 30, 35 or 40 before you start facing one serious health challenge or the other. So my dear viewer, water is key if you want to enjoy good health, especially if you want to enjoy good health without drugs. You must just change your attitude towards water and get yourself the right water, and not consume chemicalized water or water that has been stored in containers that are not appropriate for you. Again, I'm Dr. Balashire, bringing to your remembrance what my grandfather, your grandfather, and grandparents already knew. And then you will see that you can actually do without the hospitals, without the herbalists, and in Africa, without the spiritual attack people who think that all problems are due to this. Please follow me on my Twitter handle, Instagram, and Facebook, and also, as well as YouTube. Remember to click like for this video and subscribe if you have not already done so. Check out my handles as they are scrolling, and also my number. Thank you very much for watching. Until I come your way next time, I'm yours sincerely,